Hello, she's back. Okay, guys, so today I'm back and I wanted to make a video about why you must never forgive. Now, I know many of you are Christians and you're going to be like, oh my God, the Bible says we have to forgive because we have to enter heaven. And, da 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 da, and we have to forgive and blah, 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 blah. Okay? Sorry about that. Okay. And I'm saying, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Hold on. I'm just trying to log in my phone to um so I can just watch the live chat. Hi, welcome. Sorry, just give me a second. I should have done this before, but you know. Okay, so let me say hi. Okay, yeah. All right. So why you must never forgive? Okay. So they are very. I know this is going to contradict the brainwashing that you've been taught all your life. You know that when you forgive, it's good for you. No, that's a lie. When you forgive someone, it benefits them, not you. Okay? When you forgive someone, it benefits them, not you. There is no benefit to you when you forgive someone. There is none. Some will say, oh, when I forgive, I have peace. No, you don't. Be honest. Really, really, really be honest about the fact that you are not allowed to process your emotions when someone violates you. And then before you can even process your emotions when someone violates you, you're forced to forgive the person. Then, on top of you forced to give someone something that they don't deserve, then you're lied to and told that this act that you're giving someone else benefits you. We're going to look at what the meaning of the words forgive, not the word forgive, but when you break apart the word forgive, you get two words. And we're going to look at these two words, and we're going to look at the meaning of these two words. Okay? We're going to look at the meaning of these two words. And I'm going to show you how this word forgive does not benefit you if you don't use it properly, and why you must never, ever, ever give someone forgiveness. Don't do it. Forgiveness is something that is earned. It is not given. It is something that is earned. It is not given. Okay? So let's look at the word. Not the word forgive, but the prefix for and the suffix give. And let's look at the meaning of what these two words separate means. Okay? Okay. So the definition, this is the Cambridge Dictionary. This is American English. Cambridge Dictionary is Britain, but this is for American English, and this one I guess is for English. Okay. So let's look at it in terms of American English. Okay, so Cambridge, the UK, England. For is a preposition. Okay, so for as a preposition means to be given. For as a preposition means to be given. Okay, intended to be given to. Okay, when you use the word for as a preposition, Okay, the action is that something is to be given. Okay, look at it in a sentence. There's a phone message for you on your desk. There will be a prize for the best costume at the party. Okay, another way is for as a preposition means purpose, having the purpose of. Having the purpose of. What do you imagine he uses this whole thing for? For here has purpose. Then we see for as a preposition because of. Then we see instead of, time, distance, and occasion. Okay? Let's see for English. We see intended for, purpose, because of. Okay? Now let's look at the word for as a conjunction. Okay? As a conjunction. Okay? Okay, so conjunction, a word used to connect clauses or sentences or two coordinate words in the same clause. Okay? Now the word for can be used as a preposition, which we showed you, and as a conjunction, which we're seeing here, right? Okay, so we see for as a preposition and for as a conjunction, okay? And when we look at the word for as a conjunction, okay, it means, conjunction means it's used to connect. It's used to connect. Conjunctions are used to connect to fractured sentences or clauses, meaning two sentences that would normally not go together. The word for is put in the middle of them when we're using it as a conjunction. It's used to put in the middle of two sentences to bring them together. Now, the word forgive is not a conjunction because it's not, for is not in the middle of two sentences. But the action of forgiveness, the action itself tells us that you're bringing something together. You're bringing something together, right? So let's look at this. Okay, so we're looking at for. For can be used in the following ways: as a preposition followed by a noun, and as a conjunction where you're connecting clauses, right? So for example, we see here, I bought some flowers for Chloe. Wait there for a while, right? And then we see here, intended to help or benefit someone or something. Now think about what I'm telling you when you look at the word forgive. We're using common sense here. We're going to put religious programming aside, cultural programming aside. We're going to put emotions aside, and we're just going to look at this word forgive and what it means. And then I'm going to explain to you why I'm going over this, issue again, because it's imperative that in the age that we're going into, okay, we have to stop forgiving people when they are doing things that they know what they're doing is causing us harm. They know what they are doing is hurting us. They know that their actions are causing us pain and suffering, and they do it anyway. Okay, if you have a fear of not going to heaven because, whatever, this is not for you. Okay, this is not for you. I am not forgiving anyone who's done evil to me. I'm not doing it. You want forgiveness? Take it up with the God. But as for me, I'm not doing it. Because why are you doing things to harm someone when you know it's wrong and it's going to cause them hurt? And not only does it cause them hurt, it may cause them years to recover, and many don't recover. Many don't recover when they're hurt. You know that your actions are going to cause someone to be damaged, and you do it or you say it and you don't care, right? And you know it's going to cause someone ill repute and it will cause them years to recover. So let's look at this word. Intended to help or benefit someone or something. Now, when you think of the word forgive, now when we're looking at the prefix of the word for, the beginning of the word prefix for, we see that it's intended to help or benefit someone. So when you're forgiving someone, the action of the word forgive, if we look at the prefix, it means that you're intending to help them or benefit. If you're the injured party, why are you? If you are the injured party, if you are the wronged party, if you are the abused party, why is your action benefiting someone else? If you're the one who's hurt, who's damaged, who's been robbed, who they've lied on, they slandered, you're in pain, your reputation is broken, people are saying all sorts of stuff about you. Okay, hold on one second. I'm going to answer all your questions afterwards, okay? Let's stick to the topic, okay? And then I'll answer your questions at the end. So we see here, for intends to benefit someone. Notice it doesn't say intends to benefit you. Okay, so let's look at B down here. Used for saying that someone does something so that someone else does not have to do it. And look at this one. In order to protect someone or something. What? Think about what you're doing with the action of forgiveness. Okay? Think about what you're doing when you are acting on forgiving someone. We see that the word for means intended to help or benefit someone or something. It's used for saying that someone does something so that someone else does not have to do it. Or it's used to protect someone or something. Okay? Used for stating the purpose of an object or an action, or used for saying a length of time or a distance, or used for saying how long something lasts or continues. Okay, let's lift the veil over some of these social constructs. I'm trying to lift the veil, and I'm going to call this series Lifting the Veil on Forgiveness. Lifting the Veil. So this series is called Lifting the Veil. We're going to lift a lot of veils. And I know many people are going to be like, oh God, they're going to leave and they're never going to want to listen to me, but I don't care. We're going to lift the veil on a lot of things that we believe to be true and hold dear that are downright lies and deceptions. And forgiveness is one of them. Forgiveness is the main hindrance as to why there's so much bloodshed on this planet. There's so much injustice on this planet because of that law of forgiveness that allows people to do evil, say evil things about other people, get away with it, and wait till a sky fairy comes back 10,000 years after the innocent person has suffered and paid for it, come back 10,000 years into the future to fix it. This series, we're calling this series Lifting the Veil. Okay? Lifting the veil. So we're looking at the word for, okay? Now let's look at the word give. Let's see what, let's look at the word give. Okay. Now the word give, see here? To put something in someone's hand or to pass something to someone. Think about what we're looking at the word forgive. We're lifting the veil. This series is called Lifting the Veil. And oh boy, this planet is under a lot of veils. And one of the major veils and obstacles to getting justice is this. Let's look at the word give. If we see the word for, and I'm going to put the word for on one side. Let me go back. Okay, that's for, right? All right, so let's look at it side by side. And let's look at the word give. To put something in someone's hand or to pass something to someone. The suffix of the word for give. Now, giving means you're taking something from you and you're putting it into the hands of someone, or you're passing on something that is yours and you're giving it to someone. Now think about that in terms of why a person would need forgiveness. Let's look at another meaning. To let someone have or keep something as a present. To let someone have or keep something as a present. Or keep something. Keep means to retain, means to hold on to, means to have the legal rights to. Keep as a present or as a gift. To do something good or helpful for someone. Notice that both the word for and the word give has nothing to do with you. It always has to do with transferring something from you to someone else. So why is it that these people always say to us, oh, no, forgiveness is for you, not them. No, it's not. Forgiveness is for them. Because when we look at the word for, the intent is to benefit someone other than yourself. When we look at the word give, the intent is to benefit someone other than yourself. That's a veil. That is a veil. That is a veil that has been placed over your mind to make you think when someone does wrong to you. We're not talking about mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. We're talking about sheer, unjust wickedness. Okay? How long exactly lie word spells? Word spells, yes. We're lifting the veil. And forgiveness is a major veil. It is a veil. Because it tells the person who's doing the wickedness, hey, all I have to do is just whoop their ass, do whatever I want to do to them, and they got to forgive me. And they have to forgive me. What restraints does a person have when injustice is committed against them, when their only defense is forgiveness? Imagine if the courts exercised forgiveness, not after the person served their time. Let's say they know that the person is a criminal. Let's say that they know the person is a criminal. Let's say that they know the person committed the crime, and the judge goes, everyone, I've come to the conclusion that we have to forgive. And The person is unrepentant. They don't care. They're not changing their minds. They're not changing their ways. They don't give a damn about you and will go right back out there and do the same damn thing. We're not talking about stupid mistakes. Okay? Not talking about, we're talking about people who willfully do evil to harm other people. And the judge says, and all the judges across the world say, you know what? I'm going to forgive you. Leave my courtroom. What if judges say to every killer and every murderer and every rapist and every thief and every this and every that, don't worry about it. We forgive you. Don't do it again. Just go. What if police? We're not talking about mistakes now. Everyone makes mistakes. What if the police decides, okay, don't worry about it. Just go. What if the US military says, okay, they just bombed California. We forgive you. What if the United States says, whoever committed 9/11, we forgive you. Not only do we forgive you, we're actually going to do as the word forgive says and give you something. Huh? Because it's an actionary word. The United States says, okay, we understand that you bombed us during 9/11 and we forgive you emotionally. And not only that, we're going to set aside 10 billion US taxpayers' dollars because forgiveness is not an emotional word. It's an actionary word, meaning you have to do it in order for it to be done. Okay? And says we're going to set aside $10 billion of US taxpayers to give to you to show you that we forgive you. What would happen? What would happen if the courts practice forgiveness? If judges practice forgiveness? If lawyers practice forgiveness? If police practice forgiveness? If militaries practiced the real forgiveness? What would happen? You think there'd be peace on this planet? Do you honestly think there would be peace on this planet if institutions practiced forgiveness? Rapists, we know you're a rapist. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just go back out there. We know you murdered her, but it's okay. Just leave. Okay, so Jay says, I refuse to carry the hate any longer. For as long as I chose to carry it, it only made me sick. The issue with that is this, because I hate these people and I'm not sick. I don't carry hatred for them. I direct my hatred to them every single day for what they did to me. I don't carry the hatred. I'm not stupid. Why would I carry their hatred inside of me? That hatred that is inside of you, Jay, let's lift another veil. Okay? Let's lift another veil. The veil of hatred. Since we're lifting veils today, we might as well. When a person wrongs you, in this case, it's not wrong. This is just pure and utter crime. This is just pure criminality. This is not wrongdoing. This is just on a whole other level of criminality. Okay? The hatred that this person has, they project that hatred when they violate you into you. You have a choice. You can let that hatred destroy you and eat you out from the inside, or you can transfer, just like you do when you forgive, transfer that hatred back to them. I don't carry their hatred inside of me. I love all good and decent people. Hold on one second, okay? Hold on one second. Yeah, every time I'm working on something, that's when everyone decides to like call me and have something to discuss. Okay, so let's go back to the topic. Let's go back to the topic of hatred. Okay, let me go back to this share screen. Hold on. Okay, so let's look at the topic of hatred again, right? When these people do this, and it is hate crimes, but these people, so-called people, if you want to call them people, because I don't, I've taken away their humanity altogether. I personally have stripped them of humanity. They are not humans. Okay? You want to be called a human? Act like one. You don't act like a human, you don't get called a human. It's as simple as that. But let's look at these people's behaviors. These people project their hatred towards you every single day. When you do nothing and you take the undue hatred, okay, they don't stop. In fact, I've watched with my own two eyes. I spent years forgiving these people and watched them become more and more demonic, more and more possessed, more and more defiant, and more wicked. It's when I stopped forgiving them, okay, which is giving them of my precious energy, which should be used to forgive myself, not them, okay. When I stopped exchanging my energy and giving my forgiveness, which is an energy gift to them, okay, that's when they backed up. That's when I started seeing changes. That's when I started recovering my life. That's when it was as if a spiritual barrier went up. Does it mean that I'm still not hated? No. These people are angry that they didn't get to destroy me. And their own hatred is beginning to destroy them. You see, they're still angry. They still secretly hate me. They still smile to me in my face and then wish I was dead behind my back, but they won't get the joy and the opportunity of experiencing it. I reversed what they were doing and put the hatred right back on them. I gave it back to them. I transferred the hatred back to them. And every day, I don't live in their hatred, I send it back. And I have been the most peaceful, free, wonderful person ever since. No, you transfer the hatred because they intended on you carrying that hatred inside of you. That's another veil. When they tell you forgiveness is to make you free, no, sending back the hatred will make you free. Everything they intended to do to you, you verbally send it back to them and say it will be done to them. Okay? You verbally give them back their hatred. You verbally give them back their jealousy. You give them back what they send to you, and you'll see how free you'll become. Okay? I don't like these people. There's no reason for me to like them. I utterly despise and hate these people. But my hatred of them doesn't consume me nor make me sick. If you want to forgive them, you go right ahead, but I'm not. I am not walking around this planet with no defenses. And a person who walks around forgiving people and loving everyone, these wicked, evil people, they can see that the person has no defenses. And they use people like that. And they abuse people like that. And they treat people like that any which way and then discard them. Okay? You are justified in your righteous hatred of them. Now, do you act upon that hatred and do something violent to them? No, because there are laws against that. You can't act upon your hatred and commit physical violence. There are laws against that. But can you transfer the energy of hatred back to them that they sent to you? Absolutely. Absolutely. I say every day I wake up, I curse them into the ground. Yes, I do. And I'm the happiest, freest person on the planet. Every day I pray for their demise and their destruction. Every single day I pray for the destruction of my enemies. Every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day. And I'm steadfast and I'm not changing my mind. Because why must you wake up and your mission in life is to destroy me, who I don't even know you, I've never done anything wrong to you, and your mission in life is to destroy me. So I have a choice, either get destroyed or make you fall into the pit that you dug for me. And I intend on making you fall into your pit that you dug for me. I have a right to life, I have a right to love, I have a right to peace, and I have a right to happiness. And anyone or any devil or any demon, and I have a right to wealth and I have a right to health. And any demon masquerading as a human who think they have the right to deny me these things are going to have to deal with me not accepting them doing it. You have a right to love. Millicent says, how do you curse them? There are curses in the Bible. And it's the same way when you're angry at someone, the kind of energy that comes out of you. And you redirect that angry energy to them. Believe me, they'll get hit. I don't let people do evil to me. I don't. I do not allow people to do evil to me. And that's why more people hate me today than when I was accepting of allowing people to step all over me and say whatever. But I don't care. This is my life. I have a right to be happy. I have a right to be healthy. I have a right to be wealthy. I have a right to be prosperous. I have a right to be loved. I have a right to be respected. If you feel hot and bothered at me being healthy, that is not my problem. That is yours. If you feel bothered at me achieving my goals, that is not my problem. That is yours. If there is a problem with me being happy and loved and healthy and prosperous and doing well, and that bothers you, that is not my problem. That is yours. But if you want to make it my problem, I will make problems for you. Having a change of mindset when it comes to abuse, okay, requires that you change a lot of things about you. Okay, if someone molests your child, do you forgive that person? If someone violates your daughter, do you forgive that person? If someone violates your son, do you forgive that person? If a man rapes you, or a woman or women rapes a man, why should he be required to forgive? And it's the same way when it comes to your physical and your spiritual body. Now, some hurt will happen, But if you can actively protect yourself against these spiritual predators, why allow it? Why allow these spiritual predators to do these things to you? Sarah said these Masonic Satanists are working against God's people. No, Sarah, they are working against everybody and their mother if you allow them. And they are everywhere. These M's are everywhere. Okay? These entities live and thrive on hate, jealousy, bigotry, depression, and vindictiveness. Absolutely. But let me tell you something I learned about these entities. When you put a wall up, and you're disciplined and you keep your eye out for them, oh, they move into the shadows. The hate is still there. The hate is still real, but they're not as aggressive, okay, as when you forgive them. When you forgive these so-called human beings these demons that masquerade as humans, they become emboldened. This is what I'm trying to show you, why you have to learn to withdraw forgiveness, why you have to learn to transfer hatred, why you have to learn to transfer hatred and send it back to the point of origin. Why you have to withhold forgiveness, why you have to withhold things like love and only share these things sparingly. Nobody says that you walk around as a bitch or a fool or a dick or, excuse my language, or an idiot, you know. No, or arrogant. No one is saying that. No one is saying that. No, no one is saying that you have to walk around being disrespectful. No, you respect everyone. But when it comes to forgiveness, if you don't have a level and a standard of respect for yourself, okay, people are going to do what they want to do to you. They will run you over. And then they will blame you for destroying you. Exactly. This is why Sarah, another veil that I'm lifting on this planet, because this series is about lifting veils. Humanity has to wake up to the fact that not everything on two legs is a human. I'm going to repeat this again. Humanity has to wake up to the fact that not everything on two legs is a human. Let me say this again. Sarah, you just said something very, now you're waking up. Now you're beginning to wake up. Now you're waking up from your sleep. Okay? Let's lift the veil on time. Sarah said, we have the power to destroy the parallel universe they are using to attack us. If you think that these people these creatures masquerading as humans, haven't figured out how to tap into parallel universes and parallel timelines and mess up your timeline, you're delusional. Because many of you who are listening to me today, let me tell you what a lot of you are thinking. This is not my life. This is not the life that I saw in my future growing up. Something happened. And it's so funny because about 3 days ago, I wanted to do a video about how they manipulate time and space and therefore reality. How these people are able to go back in time and mess up timelines, and then it derails your life, and all of a sudden all this stuff starts happening in your life, and then you veer off course and you end up all the way over there. And then what you see, hey, hold on. 10 years later, what you were working on, someone else ended up doing it. These people are able to tap in, whether they use the occult, whether they use occultic objects, or whether they use technology or mathematical codes. They can use the occult, they can use occultic objects, they can use mathematical codes, and they can use technology to enter into anyone's timeline and mess their life up. Meanwhile, you're seeing all this stuff happen to you, and your only defense is forgive. And it's not just deep state, my dear. Some of the gang stalkers are bots. They are bots. What do I mean by BOTS? They are the hive mind collective. Their minds have been taken over. Their human minds have been erased, and they have been given a hive mind to perform one thing. That is, go after a target and destroy it. How many people have been looking at their lives? And I saw my future when I was a kid. Okay, I did, because I've always had the ability to see the future. And I saw my future as a kid. Okay, and I knew when I hit a certain age, and I told my family this, I told them this for years, and they didn't believe me. I told them for years, something is wrong in my life. Something is wrong, because I started seeing that I kept veering away from the future that I saw. And that didn't start happening to me until I moved to the United States and 20. I should say 1920. When, better yet, I should start saying, no, I should honestly start saying about when I went to my first college, which was 17. Okay, but it really didn't start hitting me until I turned 19, 20, that I started seeing something in my life is turning away from what I saw in the future. And I kept telling my family for years, I kept seeing something in my life is not right, because I kept seeing the future that I saw as a child and the direction that I started heading was literally not, it was veering away from each other. I kid you not. And it was as if someone was literally behind a screen, like in The Wizard of Oz. Let's look at something. Let's look at something. Okay. As if someone, don't you think it's strange that in The Wizard of Oz, when they pull back the curtain, do you know what's running the whole goddamn shebang? A computer. What's running the whole shebang in the Oz, in wizardry? Listen to the name of this movie, The Wizard of Oz. They're even telling you that the occult is run by a supercomputer. We're lifting another veil. Okay, Dionysia, I'm going to talk about that because that's not right. I don't like seeing people. Dionysia, do you have implants? Do you have implants? Okay. Do you have implants? Because if you do, you got to get a grounding device. You got to get a grounding device. Okay? You have to get an EMP device to blow out the chips. Okay? And you got to get a grounding device to recover your health. Yeah. Dionysia, you got to get an EMP device. Okay? You got to get an EMP device that can blow out these chips. Okay, do your research on EMP chamber. Do your research and begin to research that. Okay, to blow out the chips, you have to get an electrical filter for your sockets in your home. Okay, because a lot of this is being done through the electrical conduit in your home. Okay, EMP device to blow out the implants that's inside of you. You have to get electrical filter to filter the dirty electricity in your home. Okay, these are the easy things that you have to do. Then the real work of finding out who's doing it, that costs a lot of money. Yes, an EMP device. Yes, I use Cenepods and a TENS unit, and it basically brought me back to life. But my baby is attracted to them. Yeah, oh my God. So I already know where this is going. Dionysia, the fact that you said my baby's attracted to them, it already tells me what's going on with you. Okay, and I don't want to say that online. Okay, think about what I'm telling you. Your baby is attracted to them. Think. Get it? Get it? Okay, I don't want to say that online. Okay, so yes, you need to get electrical filters. Let me take time from the Wizard of Oz and I'm going to show you electrical filters, okay? Oh, watch what I'm about to show you, okay? Okay. Okay. All right, this is what I'm showing you. You got to get this, okay? Right? So that's one. Yeah, Dionysia, think about what I'm telling you. Think about what I'm telling you. Think about what I'm telling you. Okay? Right. So you got to get a filter for your home. Okay? You have to get, okay, when it comes to your child, you know I can't say certain things online. Think about what I'm telling you. You have to find a way to get these filters. Okay? Because your child is not attracted to them. They're attracted to your child. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Dionysia, let me just break this spell right now. Okay? Okay, wake your ass up. Okay, I can't go into words. Let me break the spell to you a different way, okay? Okay, let me show you something. Okay, are you watching? Hello? Okay, wake up. Okay, wake up. Yeah, because okay, let me step away from the Wizard of Oz and let me deal with your case, okay? Dinesia, the reason why I showed you all those missing children and the organ harvesting is because before they try to kidnap the person, they have to be able to isolate the person when no one can see. Okay, organ harvesting. That's what I typed in. Okay, so this is why I did the video. See my older videos on technological trafficking. In technological trafficking, I showed you part of the scheme was when they implant the victim and they monitor the victim, they know when there are no police in that area. They know when that person is walking home by themselves. They know when is the right time to go after those kids. They know because you have implants inside of you. Those implants is hooked up to a network. Then they send in the criminals to surround you and monitor you so they know when they can abduct you, kill you, sell your organs, or I can't even go into detail about some of the worst things that they've done. Okay? No, your kid is not attracted to them. No, your child is not attracted to them. No, they're not. No, they're not. Your child is attracted to you and you alone. Your child is attracted to the mother and the father and family members, not these devils that will kidnap that child, kill that child, eat that child. Okay? I don't want to go there today. But, okay? So, one of the things that you need is that outlet filter. The other thing that you need is, hold on. It's called, okay. It's called a grounding mat. Okay? Okay. It's a grounding mat. An earthing mat or grounding mat. No, these are ridiculously expensive. You can get some good ones for like $50. Okay? That's probably why you're being assaulted. That is probably why you're being assaulted. A lot of when this is hard for me to do this because I was leaning in another direction. Okay? A Stetzer filter. That's exactly what it's called, Sarah. Okay. A lot of people who have someone with a record, you see, you got to go watch my other videos. Go back and watch my old videos. One of the things they did to me was to give me a false criminal record. I've never been on the inside of a courtroom, never been arrested. One of the things they did was they put a fake record on my record. When you get a criminal record, there are 3 tracking numbers in there that is used to track you throughout the system. 2 of them are for in the prison system. 1 of them is when you're outside of the system. Okay? They are tracking numbers. Okay? And a lot of times, when you have a spouse who goes into that prison system or a family member, you come under surveillance, especially in the United States. And what happens is this. There are deals made, not over the counter, but under the counter, okay, especially if the person's innocent. Okay, there are deals made, okay, to sentence family members to science. Or what they do is they give, let's say they're convicted of doing whatever, they harm someone, they give the other people the access to these weapons to kill the innocent person. Okay? Thank you for stepping in and speaking the truth, Ken. Thank you. Okay? I don't really know your story, and I have to know what happened that put that person in jail today. Okay? I don't really know the story. But a lot of times when they get you, let me tell you the 3 areas they get you. You have to go back and look at my old videos, especially the ones where I talk about technological trafficking. When you have someone who is in the prison system, okay, sometimes, depending on the state, they don't just go after and monitor and track that person who's in the system. They throw their whole families in there. Okay? And they monitor them. Okay? Now, they who want your children could be one in 2 things. Okay? That who wants your child. Okay? My advice to you is if you can go to a small church, as much as I don't go to church, I would advise you to go to a church, because if it's the occult, the prayers inside a small church, not a big one. Okay? Exactly. Exactly. This is why you're going through this. And what they're doing to you is probably to get your child on that same record, that same trajectory of the father's in jail, you're going to jail, and that child going to jail. If not, it's usually, and I'm sorry I can't really see this on air, because you got to see and not see and know and not know. Just, when you have the time to look at what I posted on a bigger screen, look at it, right? Of course they're trying. Yes, I can clearly see that that's what they're trying to do. What they're trying is not just take it. Oh, look at my other videos on technological trafficking. It will help you. This is a trafficking program. It's not a targeting program. After they target you, they traffic you. I just found out that they took out life insurance out on me. Yes, this is a trafficking program, not a targeting program. After they find it, this is why I started off by saying, stop forgiving. Stop forgiving. Okay, listen carefully. I need you to do something. Take your child, okay, to a small church, not a big one. No one needs to know. And just ask them to pray for them. If it's the occult, it will break the spell. Of course, if it's the occult, it will break the spell. If it's technology, they may or may not back off. Okay? 9 times out of 10, that's why I went to the Wizard of Oz. And what I'm trying to show you is this. The code of what's in the Wizard of Oz. I need you to, Dinesha, did you hear what I said? Take your child to a small church, not a big one. Okay, because the M's run the big one. Okay? Right? Take it to a very small church. Get a group of prayer warriors to pray over your child. I don't care. I'm not religious either. I'm just saying, if you could get, or even if you're not religious, you're not Christian, take them to a good spiritualist. Have someone put protection over your child. Listen, don't let these creatures get your child. Listen, don't let these creatures get your child, because, okay, we're going to watch a video. Okay, because we're just going to have to watch a video for this, because we're just going to have to watch a video. Watch this video. Okay, read the subtitles, okay?
Vemos qué fue lo que decía esta joven al momento que estaba protagonizando su escándalo en plena vía pública. Adelante.
Okay? So that was just a little video. Okay, so Dionysia, I know what you're saying. You don't have to take them to church, but if you could take them to a spiritualist, okay, a good spiritualist, just get extra protection on the child, because I don't want to go into details on here online, okay, but what these devils do to children is unfathomable. Okay, what they do to children. What is that? What question is that? What was in the video? That video was about a Mexican girl who broke out of a trafficking ring, and she fought. They put her in a mental institution in Mexico. She fought and got her way out. And when she got out, she started screaming about what she saw. And what she saw was people being butchered and killed and eaten. That's what she saw. Okay? And she kept saying, they eat humans. They eat humans. And the surgilist, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Okay? So let's go back to part of what you're dealing with. Oh, the spiritualist. The spiritualist. Yeah, you have to find one. You have to, I don't know where you are. You have to find one. You have to find one, a good one, and they could put protection over your children. But try to be secretive when you do it. You know, they can put some protection over your child, because it appears to me that, and I'm not surprised that it was churches that did this to you. Okay, I'm not surprised, because go back and watch my old videos. It's a whole bunch of satanic devils inside of churches that did the same to me. Yeah, that's where they go to hide. They go into these churches to hide, and they do a lot of damage inside of these churches. Let's go back to the Wizard of Oz and lift the veil on the Wizard of Oz. Now, when we look at this movie, the first thing we see about this movie is about wizardry. What's wizardry? Wizardry is the occult, spell casting. Okay? Okay, go to a small church, listen, girl, if I were you, I'd be going to people in voodoo, in candomblé, I'd be going to all of them. Okay, if you don't trust the churches, there are different kind of spiritualists, and there are some very good ones who could protect your child. The point is, you don't want your child to fall into the hands of these people. These people are very sick. These people are very sick, what they do to children. They are very sick, and they are protected. Okay? So that's what you have to do. So if it's a church, it's a church. If it's a spiritualist, whoever, whatever, just whatever you do, get protection for your child. Okay? Whatever you do, get protection for your child, because a child should not be away from a loving parent. And the last thing you need is for them, you don't want to know what these people are involved in, to get a hold of your child. I'm going to leave that there, okay? Because I'm not going to discuss certain things on air like this. Okay? So let's go to Wizard of Oz, okay? And ask anyone perhaps in the chat room, ask, do your homework, do some research. Good spiritualist. You'll find one. And they could just do some prayers and put some protection over your child, really. Okay, so Wizard of Oz. Now, we were talking about time and how these people mess people up. Now, what was the Wizard of Oz was about? We see a lion with no heart. We see a tin man with no brain, right? We see all these features of people who are lacking essential qualities of human beings. Oh yes, I didn't even speak against Dionysia. I didn't even speak against these religious devils, and they came after me. These people are devils. You just need to understand that they're devils, and they come after you. And yes, they will come after to take your children to. I can't say that on here. Okay, but let me go back to the Wizard of Oz. I told you what you need to do. Don't go into a church then. Go get your spiritual protection from elsewhere. Okay? I didn't even speak against them. And they messed up my life badly. And they're protected by the city and state. So I can't really talk about that now. Let's go back into the Wizard of Oz. Okay? So the Wizard of Oz, when we're talking about time and timelines, okay? We're talking about time and timelines. When they pull back the curtain, what did they discover? That God was a damn computer. That a computer was running the whole shebang. Yep. Dionysia, yep, typical church behavior, because they have weapons to do it. Okay? Stay away from church people, girl. I got burned by them. They won't listen. They won't understand, and they won't listen. These people are devils. Stay away from them. Okay? In the Wizard of Oz, it was a computer that was running the whole occultic show. It was technology that was running the occultic show. Okay? That's what we learned in the Wizard of Oz. And those who are TTIs, we know that it's AI and some other predatory technology that's running the whole show. And who's orchestrating and getting this timeline to change, and for the lion not to have a heart, and for the Tin Man not to have a brain, or whichever way it is, it's one person, a wizard, playing with time on a computer. That's what we're dealing with. They tell you these things in movies. It's one scientist, one occultic scientist, messing up time, which messes up biology, on a computer that's running the whole shebang. Today, we call it AI. Okay? Neither do I. I left that church building and I'm never going back. And this is why I'm give. This is why I'm teaching people not to forgive. Forgiveness is detrimental. It's detrimental. Don't play with these. These people will kill you and believe that what they're doing is right. Okay? They will kill you in a heartbeat and believe what they're doing is right. I don't mess with church people. And they don't repent because they know what they believe in is not true. They don't repent. Okay? Yep. So we're looking at the computer. What's running this whole TTI, this whole on the news media, the news cycle? It's the man behind a computer messing with time, messing with space. That's causing a lion to have no courage, causing a tin man to have no brain, or whichever way it is, causing the, what do you call that, the straw man, whatever, not to have a heart. It's a man behind a computer. Who's giving you your religious direction? It's a man behind a computer, and the man is a wizard. Exactly. 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 It's a wizard tinkering with technology that's changing the timelines, that's dictating who is a 1 and who is a 0, who will make it and who won't, who's accepted and who's not, who's a yes and who's a no. It's a wizard behind a computer. And some will laugh and say, oh, that's just a movie. Oh, really? Let's have a look at this. Let's look at this. So people are afraid of immigrants stealing their jobs. People are afraid of robots stealing their jobs. But no one is waking up to this. Why artificial intelligence stealing our jobs may be a blessing in disguise. Okay? They're complaining about immigrants stealing their jobs. Okay, all right. They're complaining about outsourcing of jobs to foreign countries. Okay, well, you have a valid argument. And complaining about robots. But no one is waking up to the fact that the wizard operating the computer, as in the Wizard of Oz, casting spells, is preparing for the AI to steal your jobs. How are you going to fight the AI? How are you going to fight artificial intelligence from stealing your jobs? How are you going to fight it? Some feel that the idea that AI will take over human jobs is unduly pessimistic, given that Hong Kong's labor market remains tight. The impact of AI on job displacement appears not to have been felt yet. However, with many people today still trapped in the struggle for survival, Let me explain something to you. This planet is not a planet of scarcity, but the economic models on the planet rejuvenates every single thing that has been lost. We're lifting veils today. We're lifting veils today. With the exception of deserts, when there's a nuclear fallout, the planet has a way of rejuvenating and healing itself, which tells us that there is no such thing as scarcity. But when you look at the economic models, another veil, the economic models of this planet is built and designed on what? Not abundance like the planet, not the fact that the planet says, okay, I'm going to drop 100 million mangoes on the ground, of which 10% will be picked up and sold in supermarkets, and then 90% of it will be thrown in the garbage. And I'm going to keep doing that every time my season's here. That's abundance, guys. But the economic models is built around scarcity. Scarcity of resources. You want to understand, this is a veil, people. It's a veil. It's another veil. It's another veil that tells us that there's not enough to go around. There's not enough for everyone. So some has to be rich and some has to be poor. And you're poor because you didn't work hard. No. Meanwhile, it's a man behind a curtain, a wizard behind a curtain, tampering with people's numbers to make some succeed and some fail. That's why I said to you, Dionysia, and I'm going to go back to the topic, you got to disable the implants, EMP device. You got to get a grounding mat, which I showed you. And you got to start detoxing. Okay? The economic models that run this planet is not economic models of plenty, of bounty. The economic models that run this planet, the premise is scarcity. Let's look at this. Scarcity. Why does this affect you? Why does this affect you? What does this have to do with veils? Okay, this is post-scarcity economic models. Okay, but we're looking at scarcity. See, look at this. Formal economic theory is built and designed around the model of scarcity, which is diametrically opposed to how the planet is run. The planet is a planet of abundance. Look at this. Formal economic theory is frequently attacked as being falsely based on the principle of scarcity rather than abundance. And scarcity is always the boogeyman that says there's not enough for everyone. We have to get rid of some of you human beings because there's not enough for everyone. We have to limit how much children a woman can have because there's not enough for everyone. I said, but that's interesting. There's never enough for people at the bottom, but there sure as hell looks like there's enough for people at the top. The wizard behind the veil, tinkering with the computer. Yeah, but this is why Sarah says, don't worry about these jobs. These Satanists are getting ready to kill 5 billion people. This will make Hitler look minuscule. Absolutely. This is why we have to pull these veils off and wake people to hell up, because they are in fact preparing to kill off 80% of the planet. The Georgia Guidestones. I call it the Georgia Flintstones. There are 8 billion people on the planet, and they want to bring that down to 500,000. How much? The Georgia Flintstones. That's what I call it. Okay? Maintain, sorry, 500 million. Maintain humanity. Like, what are you, not human? Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Guide reproduction wisely. There are 8 billion people on this planet. What the hell are you going to do to bring the planet from 8 billion? We're going to be overrun by animals. These people are so stupid. They don't realize if you have 8 billion people on the planet, anytime in nature you have, let's say, in the forest, there are 10 million deer, okay? And then all of a sudden, you go in and you wipe out the deer population and you're down to like 2 deers, okay? You get an overabundance of a predatory species. Okay? So they're saying, I mean, these people are crazy, but they're saying they're going to take the planet from 8 billion to 500 million. That will cause utter chaos on this planet. Utter chaos on this planet. And the planet will literally fight to go back being green, which is a good thing. Because with less human beings, you have less human populations, and the planet is going to literally go back to being green. Which is a good thing. I can't complain about that. But let's go back to AI stealing your jobs, back to the wizard. It is a wizard that is behind a computer who's pretending to be a god, okay? Who's pretending to be God, tinkering with time, tinkering with people's lives, determine who goes to jail, who does not, who gets justice, who does not, who climbs the ladder, who does not. It is a wizard behind a curtain, tinkering with a computer. Today we call that wizard AI, but someone has to program the AI. And you know what I find ironic? They're even programming the AI to be racist. There is someone, a wizard, behind a computer, pulling all the strings. All the strings. And that's another veil. It is a computer that picks your president, and it is a wizard that determines what the computer picks for your president. It is a wizard that determines what benefits you're going to get, and the wizard puts the numbers into the computer, and the computer tells you what you're going to get. I'm not trying to be sarcastic or pessimistic. It is literally wizards behind a veil, tinkering with computers, running the whole shebang, and that includes religion. It is wizards behind the veil, tinkering with the computer and playing the whole gamut of this game. It is wizards, whether you call them banking wizards, whether you call them Vatican wizards, whether you call them globalist wizards, UN wizards, Ray Kurzweil, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Gates of Hell, it is a wizard behind. And what do curtains represent? Can anyone tell me what is the spiritual meaning of a curtain? Can anyone tell me what's the spiritual meaning of a curtain? Can anyone tell me the meaning of a curtain? No? No? A curtain is a veil. A veil. That's what a curtain is spiritually. It's a veil. And what do veils do? When a bride wears a veil, why does she wear a veil? Bingo. A veil does what? When a bride covers her head or her face, bingo, secrecy. You get it? The veil of secrecy. To hide, exactly. The veil of secrecy. And in The Wizard of Oz, the wizard was doing all that he was doing behind a curtain. Exactly. The wizard in The Wizard of Oz, tinkering with the computer that was controlling the whole shebang, was hiding behind a curtain. He was hiding behind a veil of secrecy. It means that what they do that affects you, notice, what he was doing behind the curtain was affecting Dorothy and her friends outside of the curtain. It was affecting their perspective on everything. So much so that the lion had no courage, the Tin Man had no brain, and the damn straw man had no heart. What the wizard was doing behind the curtain was causing people in Oz to be screwed up perceptually. You had a fearful lion, king of beasts, had no courage, scared as hell. The Tin Man had no sense, and the Scarecrow had no heart. Don't you see that today? I'll check it out, but I'll tell you why the Google and AI doesn't know who Jesus is. It's because the AI is Jesus. Do you know how old this wizard behind that curtain has been doing this, Ken? Let me show you something. We're lifting veils today. Don't get angry at me. I said we're lifting veils today. Watch this. This, my dear, This at the bottom here is the actual map of an aerial view of Teotihuacan. This, my dear, is the actual motherboard of a computer. Okay, this is the layout of Teotihuacan. This at the top in green is a motherboard. And notice the colors, green like a motherboard and yellow like the sand of the deserts, where you tend to find a lot of above ground pyramids or exposed pyramids. The curtain in The Wizard of Oz is green. The walls and the fire is orange. And you say, no, even the time machine that messes up with people's minds is orange. Then you look at Teotihuacan, and it's actually the color of sand. And then you look at the motherboard, and it just so happens to be green. How old is Teotihuacan? Do you see how long these veils have been on this planet? Let's look at this. Okay, so this is China, this is Xi'an, this is Teotihuacan in Mexico, this is Great Pyramids of Egypt, and this is the Orion Belt. Okay? This, I think, is in Greece, the Parthenon. And this is a tracking device. It's an RFID chip. Do you see how long this has been going on? Do you see how long? I am telling you that God is a computer software. The notion of God is a computer software. That's what they're telling you. Look, it's right there. These are the actual, look at the color of the sand. Look, this is an RFID tracking chip. This is the Parthenon in Greece. Do you see something that looks familiar? This is the Parthenon in Greece, and this is an RFID tracking device that you put on a cell phone or computer. God is a software. That they can put into a mathematical code, and it can take you any which way you want to go. Look at how old. Look, I'm not making this up. Look. Teotihuacan. This is Teotihuacan in Mexico. You can go see this yourself. This is a computer motherboard. Teotihuacan is thousands of years old. Yes, Dionysia, 100%. And when they power these things up, when they power tech devices up, when they power pyramids up, who do you think they bring through? Gods. Okay? I didn't make it up. Ask the scientists, hey, why does a motherboard look like the pyramids? Why is the outline of the pyramids looking like the motherboard on a damn computer? Then when you power it out, do you know what you do when you go on the internet? Does anyone understand what they do when they go on the internet? Do you understand what the internet is? Where does the internet live? Does anyone know where the internet lives? And does anyone understand what you have to pass through and circumvent? And I know people are going to laugh at me, but I don't care. What you have to pass through and get around when you're accessing the internet. The internet is the spirit realm. This is why people should not run around with RFID chips inside of them, because then they hear things they should not hear. Then they see things they should not see. Like I know many of you see some of these entities that run around looking like humans. Okay? And you're like, hold up, you're not human. Okay? I'm not going to go too much into that. Exactly. Internet. Let's break down these words. In means to be contained. You got to go into something. Ter, I think that's like between. And then a net, which is to catch something. Internet. Net, to catch something. Where is the internet? The internet is the spirit realm, guys. Look. What do you think these pyramids are for? They're an energy source, but at specific times of year, they bring in what they call the gods. This is why some of these so-called humans want people to be connected to these tech devices by implanting them in their brains and their bodies. And then they get taken over by these entities. They get taken over by these entities because that's who you're conjuring up when you put these devices in your bodies. Look, why is technology designed and mapped out exactly like pyramids? But what I'm trying to show you is this, Sarah. God is a code. God is the code. Exactly. Now they're bringing in the second phase, virtual reality, as if this reality isn't already virtual. Good one, Dionysia. Now you're waking up. Now they're bringing you virtual reality. We're like, how are you going to bring us something we're already living in? Well, our reality is already virtual. There's no justice. The poor is getting poorer. The rich is getting richer. The innocent go to jail and the guilty walk free. How are you bringing us virtual reality and we already live in virtual reality? People are being like gunned down and killed. Every time you say there's going to be every time you say there's going to be justice, it's injustice. Every time you say there's going to be peace, there's war. Every time you say there's going to be food for everyone, there's famine and hunger. We already live in a virtual reality. How much more virtual do you need it to be? Bingo, Ken. You got it. Bingo. You got it. That's exactly what we're dealing with. That is exactly what we're dealing with. That is exactly what we're dealing with on this planet. That is exactly what their inverted speech. When they say jump, sit down. When they say run, walk. When they say walk, run. Whatever they tell you do the opposite. That's what humanity has to do. Whenever they tell you do something, do the goddamn opposite. When they tell you, oh, economic collapse is coming, that means buy up all the stock. Whenever they tell you, oh, the stock market is rebounding, that means to sell. Whatever they tell you do, exactly, do the opposite. Because they speak in inversion. You understand? They speak in inversion. When they tell you, oh, there's peace, that means they're going to go through a cycle of 7 years of nonstop war. Double speak, exactly. Exactly. Double speak. When they tell you there's peace, say, oh my God, war's coming. Whenever they tell you there's war coming, that usually means, okay, drop your war bonds and invest in the stock market. Whatever they tell you do the opposite. When they tell you run, you stand still. When they tell you stand still, you better run. When they tell you stand up, you better sit down. And when they tell you sit down, you better stand up. Whatever they tell you do the opposite. Because they speak with a forked tongue. They speak with a forked tongue. They tell you, oh, vaccines are great for you. Then you ask them, hey, did you give your children vaccines? No. These people are, oh my God, these people are the worst. Oh, you know, they tell you, oh, vaccines, oh, vaccines are great. Then you ask them, exactly. Then you ask me, say, okay, vaccines, which vaccines did you give your kids? Hey, which vaccines did you give your kid? Oh no, we opted out. Wait, hold on. So you're selling me the vaccines, but you don't give your children any vaccines? You understand? Oh, they tell you, oh, the planet is overpopulated. Okay, I agree. We need to decrease the population. Okay. So why don't you go first? Since you found the overpopulation problem. Oh no. No. They tell you the planet is overpopulated. And then you tell them, okay, since you found the problem, why don't you fix it? You're the one who found the problem with overpopulation. Why don't you fix it? Why don't you go first? You depopulate first. No. Nope. Oh, women are having too many children. Okay, I agree. Why don't you get rid of your children? Nope. Huh? No, we need help from a height. Listen, I'm calling every good alien that can come in this mess and help us, okay? Because this planet is out of whack, okay? This planet is out of sync, out of whack, and at this stage in the game, we need help, okay? We don't have time to wait for the good entity to come back 10,000 years later and clean this mess up. We are late in the game, and we need help. Exactly. I don't mess with that book. So I just, Dionysia, you got to figure this out for yourself and figure out what works for you. I personally don't mess with that book because, like I said, this thing has been going on for a long time. Okay? This matrix has been going on. Oh, okay. Steve Jobs. That's a good, Winifred, that's a good one. Steve Jobs. Okay, let's look at this. Now, this is Teotihuacan. Okay, guys, let's go back to Teotihuacan. This is Teotihuacan. This is the computer board. Now, Steve Jobs, who created the Mac, banned his own children from using iPads. Bill Gates doesn't let his own pitney, his own children, get vaccines. or go on social media or use computers. These are pyramids. This is a computer motherboard. Do you see something peculiar about all of this? And this is used to connect people. If this is used to connect people, the computer motherboard, by the internet, okay, and it is used for communications, communing, what is this used for? And why does this look a lot like this? Okay, right? So let's think here. Let's think. Why does a computer motherboard, a computer that's used for communications, look like the pyramids across the planet? And if computers are used for communicating, what are pyramids used for? And if it's for communication, what are they communicating to? And if you need an internet to connect computers to the ether, what is the internet of the pyramids? And what are they communicating with? Right? Think about where we're going here with this. What are pyramids used to communicate with? What are they used to communicate with? Guys, let's look at something. I'm going to show you something and tell me if you can see this, okay? I'm going to look at something. We're lifting veils tonight, okay? We're lifting veils tonight, okay? Yeah, it's stars. But who live on those stars, Kenneth? What's in the heavens? You think it's just a star? Or is it entities who live there? Okay? Okay? Guys, let's look at this. Notice what I just showed you about the computers, right? We just watched computers and how they look like, pyramid planning. Okay, watch this. This place in Trinidad was so-called discovered, even though we know Columbus didn't discover anything, was so-called discovered by Columbus, right? Okay, guys, watch carefully and tell me what you see. This is a tiny island in the Caribbean that broke off of Venezuela. What do you see in front of you? Can you see it? Or is it too dark? Can you see it? Oh, wonderful. Can you see it? Do you see what I'm showing you? Bingo! You can see, Dionysia. You can see. But look at what's right of it. Look at what's to the right of it. Doesn't that look like a face? Let's get out of exit ground view. Let's exit ground view and let's look at this in a different way. Doesn't that look like a, what does that look like? Doesn't this look like a face? Can you see it? Oh, wow. I never heard that one before. Ken, what's that? Oh, you know your, oh my God, I didn't think of that. So Ken, you says it looks like the chip, right? And you know, I never thought about that. It does look like the chip. But can you see the face next to it? Can you see the face? Oh, wait, it gets better. Give you an angle? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to go back out and then climb back. Hold on. Hope I can go here and still see it. Hold on. Oops. Can you see it? Grab some chips. Let me know when you see it. Can you see it? That's it. But get this. Get this. Let's exit ground view. I'm going to show you something else. All right. Now, when Columbus, do you see it, Ken? Ooh. Yep. You see it. You see it. Hold on. It gets better. Gets better. Gets better. Now, when Columbus, Christopher lying ass Columbus, discovered this region. Now, remember, he was on a ship. And this is deep in the mountains, okay? Deep in the mountains. So you can't see this on a ship. Now, Christopher Columbus came to this region in 1498. And he called this region Boca del Dragón, meaning the mouth of the dragon. Okay? So one day I decided, when I discovered this, get ready for this. Now, Columbus sailed here, and when he came around this area, he called it the mouth of the dragon. Now, take a look at this and tell me what the hell does this look like? Can you see this? Can you see it? Doesn't that look like a reptile? Like a crocodile? Use your spiritual eyes to see, not your physical eyes. Let me zoom in a little bit more. The eyes, the snout, bingo. Are you seeing it now? The snout, watch this, watch this. Can you see it? I'm trying to get a frontal view. Look. Ah, that's not a good one. I need to get a really good one. I'm trying to get a frontal view. Ah, there we go. Can you see it? Can you see it? Let me turn this a different way so you can see it from the back. Hold on. Ooh, whoop, 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 whoop. Gotta get closer. There was an angle I could use to really show it. And you could tell that there was a riverbed here. Because look. Doesn't this look like a crocodile coming out of the... Can you see it? Use your spiritual eyes. Look, the eyes. But look at this. Don't you find it strange that these eyes are symmetrical? You don't think this is strange? Like these, not the eyes, but it just happens to be symmetrically equidistant from each other. I mean, but get this. It gets better, guys. It gets better. Gets better. Gets better. Crocodile. That's a good name to call him. Crocodile Columbus, when he came to Trinidad in 1498, okay, he sailed down the north coast and he called this region the mouth of the dragon. And I find it strange that he's in a ship. He doesn't have alien technology. He could not see from space. And this cavern here, this is a giant cavern that formed here, is hidden in these mountains. Not even the government of Trinidad knows this thing exists. Okay? And he happens to call this area the mouth of the dragon. And then I go snooping around here and see something that looks like a giant crocodile. Look, these two black holes that I find really interesting are equidistant from each other. Let me turn it around this way. But get this. It gets better. It gets better. Guys, we're going to take a closer look at something. Now, open your spiritual eyes, okay? I want you to take your two hands, rub your eyes, okay? And you're going to close your physical eyes. I want you to open your spiritual eyes, okay? Open your spiritual eyes now, okay? Close your physical eyes and open your spiritual eyes. Are you ready for this? Ready? Are you ready? Doesn't that look like a crocodile? Look. Guys, open your eyes, man. Look at that. It even has the crocodile tongue out. Look. Okay? Okay, guys. Now we're really going to go in. Right? All right. Are you ready to go in? We're going to look at something more peculiar. Look at this. Hold on. Let's turn this way. Now, this is hidden in the mountains, okay? This is hidden in the mountains. This is hidden in the mountains, okay? Can you see something here? Can you see it? Can you see it? Do you see it? Let me know when you see it. No? You don't see it? Okay. How about this one? Can you see this one? Can you see this one? Ah, bravo. Bingo. Changing lanes. I see you opened your eyes. Can you see it? Let me show you something. This is a tiny island in the Caribbean. Let's look at something, right? Okay. Okay, I think it's a Mayan. Can you see that? Hold on, 1 second. Snacks. Bingo. This is a tiny island called Trinidad. And that region, Columbus, oh, snake. Now you're getting somewhere. Called Mouth of the Dragon. Okay, watch this. So can you see this? Can you see this Mayan hieroglyph where there's a guy sitting on something that looks like a fire-breathing dragon looking through something that looks like a telescope, right? Do you see this? That's on the screen now. Can you see it? Let me know when you can see what I'm showing you. The Mayan watching into the telescope. Right? Is anyone seeing it? Oh, wow. We got to go back to that mountain. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to show you something. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see the man looking into a telescope? Can you see it? Can you see the two creatures holding him up? Yep. Let's zoom in a little bit. Boom. I don't want it to get too blurry. Boom. Can you see it? Look. He's on a telescope. He's on some kind of fire-breathing dragon at the bottom, right? And he's looking into this thing. And then you see this peculiar picture, right? Of two creatures holding this man up on something, and he's looking into a telescope. But then get this, he gets better. He gets better. Now, what on earth is this? Doesn't this look like, do you see this one? What on earth is this one? Can you see this? Look, the shoulder, the neck, the earring, the nose, and the crown. Can you see it? Tell me, doesn't this look like this? Bingo. Ken, you got it. Dionysia, you got it. Yep. Doesn't this look like this? Look. And this picture is a picture of Pharaoh with his war crown. The Egyptian Pharaoh with the blue war crown and the serpent coming from this. But get better. It gets better. Gets better. Gets better. Doesn't this head look like this? Can you see it? Yep. Then that could be why they're after you. Because usually, exactly. Yep. Yep. Usually, if you see the movie They Live, they don't like it when you can see. They don't like it when you can see. And when you can see, they do all sorts of stuff to set you up and get you in trouble because you can see. Doesn't that look like Pharaoh and his blue war crown with the serpent coming at the top of it? And his gold earrings? Doesn't that look like Pharaoh? Let's pull out. Look. Look. Doesn't that look like Pharaoh and his war crown? But get this. But get this. There's more. Don't you find it ironic that the face, let's look at this. This is the Egyptian crocodile god. Okay. This is the Egyptian crocodile god. You see what I said to you about, that's why I went back to you about lifting the veils. This is the Egyptian crocodile god. What the hell is this? And why does this crocodile reptilian creature is next to a head that looks like Pharaoh wearing his war crown, next to a guy holding a damn telescope looking up into the heavens? But it gets better. You don't think that's ironic? All hidden in a had no aerial view of this area. Christopher Columbus called this area the mouth of the dragons. The dragon. Boca del Dragón. And there's no way Columbus would have known this, because if he saw this, it would have been from the level Earth view. Okay, what do you call it? Ground view. Well, couldn't be ground view because he didn't go up this way, but this would have been from sea level, okay, because he was in a ship and he did not go up this way. He just passed this region and called it the mouth of the dragon. Columbus was I don't think he was human either. This is a giant crocodile. This is the Egyptian crocodile god. Okay. That's the Egyptian crocodile god. And this is Pharaoh with his blue crown and the serpent head. This is a better picture. Pharaoh with his blue crown and serpent head. Doesn't this look like Pharaoh with his serpent crown, his blue crown? Sobek, that's what he's called. That's right, Winifred. He's called Sobek. That's right, the crocodile god. Can you see him, Winifred? Can you see the crocodile? Can you see it? Look. Oh my God, even his tongue is out of his mouth. Oh my God, look at this. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I was slowing down my computer. Okay, crocodile snout with tongue. Okay. You can't make this stuff up, man. Look. 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 I know what's funny. You know what's funny? This region has, that region in reality has a lot of alligators and caiman, but it does have a breed of crocodile that comes up the Amazon, okay? Comes up the Amazon from the Orinoco and goes around there. I just find this whole thing fascinating, but it gets better. It gets better. We're going to look at one final thing that's really peculiar about this mountainous area in Trinidad. So there's the pyramid. There's the pyramid. There's the face. Here's the face. Here's the crocodile. Here's this little creature that looks Native American. Okay. Here's this king with his stargazers. But hold on, there's more. I hope they didn't block it off and cover them up. Okay. Can you see it? Let me know when you can see it. Let me know when you can see it. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see the mask, the face? Can you see how huge this thing is? And doesn't it look like it's wearing one of those skirts? Watch this. Let me try to find something that looks like it. African tribal, hold on. African human white face. I didn't find that one. No, this is not it. Let's see, hold on. Skirt. It's raffia, R-A-F-F-I-A. It's a kind of raffia skirt. Ah, damn it. Not this stupidness. African tribe. Hold on. Tribal. Raffia skirt. I'm trying to look for them. I found it, but aha. Okay, this is similar. This is something. Ah, here we go. Can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah, you got it. You seen him, Ken. Ken, you can see. Hold on. Look at this. Can you see the skirt? You see the skirt, right, on this guy, right? Look at the skirt. Look at the skirt. Right? Can you see it? People will laugh and they'll say, oh, you're seeing stuff. It looks like he has no shirt on. He has a mask on and he's facing this direction. And it looks like he has no shirt on. And the trees are made to look like the print of her skirt. And look at his shoes. Look, shoes. Yep. And look, don't you think it's ironic? They look just like him. I'm telling you, things are not what they seem, guys. Things are not what they seem. Look, even the kids have it. Things are not what they seem. Okay, but get this. Get this, get this. Now we're going to look at something really interesting. We're going to look at something really interesting. I hope I find it. Oh, boy. I think it's, is it alphabet or hieroglyphs? Hold on. Okay, hieroglyphs, star. Okay, no, Egyptian hieroglyphs. Oh, God, I hope I find it. Hold on. I gotta find it. Is it this one? Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, I can't find it. There's something else I wanted to show you that I thought was really peculiar that was there. And I found it really strange that that was there. But it is what it is. I can't find it. The symbol. It was a symbol that I saw, but I didn't save it. It's in one of my videos. It's in one of my videos. But you see, guys, how old this thing goes back? You see how old this thing goes back? Who are the agents? A lot of these people are criminals. And they're occultists that are doing this. You know, a lot of these people who are doing this are criminals and occultists and college students, you know, who are doing this stuff. But when it goes back to how the system allows them to do it, it goes back to these wizards that mess with these computers. You understand? When you're trying to understand why is it they can do this stuff and get away with it, you know, again, it's a bunch of wizards tinkering with computers and are being allowed to get away with this. You know? Anyway, let me close this out. There was one other thing I wanted to show you. It was this. And I wanted to show you what this means in Egyptian hieroglyphs. This one. But that's for another time. Exactly. Yeah. But the point is, again, when we're trying to understand injustice and we're trying to understand God and time and why are they getting away with things like this and what is going on with this world that it's so unjust and all this crazy stuff, you know, it's like, oh, by the way, any of you can go look this up, you know. You just go into Google Earth and you type in Trinidad and Tobago, Scotland Bay. Trinidad and Tobago, Scotland Bay, and you can go look at this for yourself. Okay? You know, but when you try to understand why is the world so unjust? Why is there so much evil? Why is there so much injustice? Why is there this? Why is this happening to us? It's because some wizard behind some goddamn computer is tinkering with some damn computer causing this mess. You see? Oh, okay, great. You see it on my computer or you just tried it yourself, Ken? Of course. Of course, the statues of Oscar and the statue of Emmy is Pharaoh. These are pharaohs. They're everywhere. The Egyptian civilization wasn't just in Egypt. They were in the four corners of the planet. They weren't just in Egypt. They were in the four corners of the planet. You know? Yep, it's crazy how the symbolism is hidden in plain sight. Exactly. Yep. You see how they're everywhere? They're everywhere. And then if you look at this, it looks like something like a crash. You know, if you look at this, let me turn this to the side. Doesn't this look like doesn't it look like a crash? A saucer crash? Look at how the mountain caves in. Look at how the mountain caved in. Doesn't it look like a saucer crash here? Look. Look. And look at the impression here. These are massive impressions. Guys, this is a mountain. This is a mountainous region. Doesn't this look like something crashed here? Let's look at some things though. I forgot what you call this shape. No, not circular. It's not a circular shape. It's none of these. It's okay, this is what it looks like. It looks like a SR-71 Blackbird. I mean, it looks like a stealth bomber. No, not this one. It's not a stealth bomber. It's a shit. There's a US military plane that looks just like it. Triangular, hold on. Let me go back. Triangular flying, it's not really triangular, but whatever. Not exactly like this. Okay? Not exactly like this. Don't you think it's kind of, doesn't it look like something crashed in these mountains? No? No? Am I the only one who sees that? Man, this looks like something crashed in these mountains. Because all of these are grooves, guys. Huge grooves in the side of the mountains. Huge grooves. Huge grooves that left these impressions. And these mountains go on all the way. Look, they don't stop. They go all the way from west to east. West to east. And this is what Columbus called, this area is what he calls the mouth of the dragon. Why would he call this the mouth of the dragon? And this is Venezuela. He called it the mouth of the dragon. Anyway, guys, so in this series of Lifting the Veil, we see that the rulers of this planet is not human. And they never left. Maybe they shrunk and went down to smaller size. But they never left. All right, guys. So I thought this was interesting. Food for thought. Food for thought. Now take care of yourself. Now I'm going to get off. Thank you for joining me, guys. I hope to see you the next time.
Okay? Have a great one.
Bye.